We live yet? There we are, Henry McClure live. Jeff Fogg, you've been dunked in a fog of lies. And what's really funny about the lie is, why are we talking about it today? We're talking about a project that actually took me about 5 years to do, and I personally owned 3 properties in that area. I brought in $25 million of private investment. The city council approved $6 million in TIF bonds. They backed them by the full faith and credit of the city because it was a blighted area. It was a terrible area. And we got $4.5 million of public infrastructure. Thank you, Neil Dobler. The College Hill neighborhood came out in droves. They all stood up and they cheered. And Jerry Farley came to the kickoff meeting. We basically just executed a plan, basically verbatim. When I gave the plan that Tom Ellis gave me from Washburn, the business director, it was easy to give to my financial partners, Doug Compton and Bill Newsom. And Bill Newsom and Doug Compton at the time were the largest owners of student housing in Lawrence and Manhattan. And we came in with $25 million of investment, cash. I had to sign the loan, not cash, but we had to sign the loan. So, look, that lays the foundation. We didn't use condemnation. We can't threaten condemnation. Jerry Morgan was a terrible person for part of the public-private partnership. We had to sue Jerry Morgan to fix his sewer line. I know that just doesn't seem right, but and the city wouldn't make him remove the Johnny on the job in the front, which didn't meet code. The city of Topeka is rotten. The city of Topeka was a rotten partner. Can I repeat that? Jeff Fogg, the city of Topeka is a rotten partner. The city of Topeka was terrible. They didn't help us along the way to make this thing happen. They helped, we got upfront help, but the toilet thing, the Johnny on the job thing, putting the bark park in place, and the way that article was written, like there was some sort of trickery. No, we followed state law. You can't do a TIF project without following state law. But here's the thing about it. Let's talk about Lou McGinnis. Everybody hates Lou McGinnis. Well, we sold the property. When we sold the property, I'm already out of the deal. In fact, I was trying to bring people in to buy the deal as a real estate broker. And why I was a real estate broker, I had a couple of my clients come look at it. But the long and the short of it, what we found out was the city didn't record the TIF agreement. The city didn't record the development agreement. The city would have had the choice to let Lou McGinnis buy it. They could have said, "Hello, Lou. How are you, Lou?" "Well, Lou, it looks like we're through." Sorry. But anyway, the city had the right to approve the buyer in the development agreement. So if it was recorded, it would have shown up as a title exception. Then Lou could have looked at it, and at that juncture, the closing agent wouldn't have closed on the deal because there's an exception. The city hasn't approved the sale. So we had this whole thing set up to have it work right. And why a knucklehead would be bringing it up today? What's the number one thing we hear about today? It's housing. You read the housing report that they had a consultant pay for, and it starts talking about how you need to build around College Hill to make it better. And College Hill today brings in, although the building down on the front owes taxes, I noticed that. But I think total right now, we bring in $345,000 in property tax, which is more than Lawrence Bay pays, and, and more than Cody Foster pays on the AT&T building. And you just gave him $9.5 million. Jeff, you got to step up your game, pal. You got to get it right. But I've lost all respect for you as a journalist. You just take a pack of lies, start to finish, and put and embellish it and put it in your whatever your publication is. I don't know if you get any views or not. I had to do the second because when I start thinking about how angry I am over College Hill, and most of my anger with College Hill is from dealing with the city of Topeka. The city of Topeka helped to make College Hill unsuccessful. There was a big house on a lift that we were trying to move, and you didn't make Jerry Morgan move that. I think his kid lives on that on 15th Street. I can pick. I'd really like to put my middle finger up at the city of Topeka for how they behave. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I would make a good mayor is I know what it's like to try to deal with Topeka from the bureaucracy side. But you don't want to talk about where did $125 million go? Why did you give $9.5 million to Cody Foster? Let's talk about the hotel purchase. This is all stuff today. Let's talk about the Senate bill and the House bills that he's going to fight to keep our planning, to make sure that the planning is in the 3-mile radius. Let's talk about killing the Maverick deal. You want to dig up College Hill? I'm proud of College Hill. And at least I had an idea that the private sector would loan us $25 million on. What's the greatest idea he came up with? The common consumption? Look, if we just keep everybody drunk enough, if we keep the community just drunk enough, nobody will see all this stuff. Let's keep them hammered. Hell, I heard Forge is you should hold an AA meeting after it. I mean, hey, Glass Houses, right? The Glass Houses studio. So anyway, Jeff Fogg, do your research. I made a core request. Just go to the district court and find, look up Washburn Lane Parkway Renovations LLC. Look at Jerry Morgan. There are no condemnation. Eminent domain. We did not use eminent domain to make that project happen. And it's a shame bureaucratic liars would bring it up. It's enough said on this topic. But I got it off my chest. I win that round hands down. So the judges say. We'll TKO that guy. You watch.